adding on to what we did last week, challenging ourselves physically to get out of our minds and to build resilience and confidence in our ability. So, as we did last week, we will start in child's pose, bringing our knees either in front or opening them up in order to create a little space for our torsos. And slowly walking our hands out, getting a sense of what's happening in the hips, slowly starting to melt our way to the mat, onto our forearms, maybe onto our fists or our hands. And taking a few moments here to settle into the space, to settle into our bodies. Taking a few deep breaths in through the nose and letting all of our tension and stress release with our exhalations. Filling our lungs big with air and sighing it out. Noticing the muscles soften and the thoughts in our minds start to slow as we start to bring our awareness to the physical sensations in our bodies. And we can take a moment to set an intention for today's practice. Creating space for ourselves, maintaining our presence throughout our practice. And we'll slowly draw ourselves up onto our knees into rock pose, just bringing the knees underneath us. And once again, as we did similarly to last week, we'll do a cat-cow, but moving our arms and interlacing in front. And then bringing them behind our back and opening our chest. So we'll find a flow between these two poses, slowly and purposefully settling into our bodies and noticing all the yummy sensations that we feel. Slowly warming up our spine as we open our chest, our abdomen, and our back. Noticing all the space that we're creating between the vertebrae as we exhale and round forward, lowering into the tailbone, rounding and hollowing out our front body. Slowly starting to engage the quadriceps, noticing what happens between the hips and the knees. Slow and steady, moving to the rhythm of our need. Speeding up these motions to the rhythm of our breath if that feels good and desirable. We'll do 2 more big breaths. And then we'll come back to neutral, bringing our hands back to our thighs, rolling our shoulders up and back. Deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Reset. Getting a sense now of the energy of the body and how it may have transformed slightly. Noticing any warmth that we've created. Good. And we'll come into all fours, bringing our hands underneath our shoulders, knees under the hips. And slowly starting to sway left to right. allowing our head to hang heavy. Adding as much lateral flexion into the side body as possible. Checking in with the sensations between the arms and the hips. Two more breaths. And we'll meet up in neutral. Resetting in all fours. And we'll open up into our supported half moon. So planting our left foot, extending it back, planting it, and then opening up the left arm. Noticing the hips move forward underneath us for stability, reaching all the way up, pressing the hand into the earth and reaching the other over top of the body. Holding here. Option to float the arm over the ear if that feels good on the side body. And of course, we can always bring our hand behind our back if that feels better. One more breath. And we'll float our way back into all fours. Bringing our left knee back underneath us and extending the right leg long. Planting the foot. And slowly opening up, reaching the right arm above our bodies, tucking our hips underneath us, engaging the glutes to press forward, finding stability here and a calm, steady rhythm of breath. And then option, of course, to find a placement for the arm that suits us on this side. Eyes open or closed. Two more breaths. And we'll rotate all the way back, all fours. Bring our knees under our hips. Hands are under our chest. And we'll come into our first plank, extending one leg back and then the other, pressing the earth away with our hands, coming up onto the balls of the feet. Neutral neck and spine. Torso is parallel to the floor. And let's do our body scan from the stability of our feet through the legs into the quadriceps that are lightly lifting the knees, the abdomen, through the chest, down the arms, and into our firm, stable hands pressing into the mat. Checking in with our breath. Seeing if we can maintain a calm, steady rhythm, similar to when we were in our child's pose. Two more breaths here. Excellent. And we'll lower down into child's pose, bringing the knees underneath us, extended child's pose, sinking the hips back, keeping our heads high, shifting or finding stillness. Maybe coming up on the fingertips. Good. Inhaling back to all fours. Once again, we're going to come into our supported half moon. Extending the left foot back. Reaching the left arm tall. Bringing it over our heads if that feels good for the side body. Calm, steady rhythm of breath. Hips are tucked underneath us. One more breath here. And then we'll rotate back to all fours, resetting. And then we'll extend the right leg back, planting the foot, opening up the right side this time, reaching tall, tucking our hips underneath, engaging the glutes, reaching over our ear, opening up our side body. Checking in with the breath. Two more breaths. Good. We pivot back, all fours. Back into our plank, pressing the earth away, stepping back with each foot. Bring the toes together, up on the balls. We do our body scan from the foundation of our feet, through our legs, into the abdomen, the upper back, the shoulders, down the arms, and into our hands. Noticing the sensations, noticing the energy, but knowing that we're not here forever, and we can do this. Building resilience, building confidence and strength. Pressing our elbows forward, protecting our wrists. Calm, steady rhythm of breath. Two more big breaths. Torso is parallel to the floor. And we press back into down dog. Yay for that. Pedal it out. Shifting our weight. Pressing one heel to the earth at a time. And just checking in with the sensations down the legs. And once again, slowing our breath and our energy. Pressing both heels towards the back of the mat. Allowing our heads to hang heavy. We'll take two more breaths here. And then we'll float back in to our next plank. Bringing our shoulders back over our hands and our wrists. The feet are together. We're up on the balls of the feet. Pressing the earth away. Torsos are parallel to the floor. Bringing our awareness to the breath. And again, we're creating resilience and headspace here by focusing on the physical. Building our confidence in our ability. And no doubt, feeling a little bit of heat generating. Coming back when possible. Two more big breaths. And let's lower down into chaturanga. Oh, yay for that. Upward facing or cobra. Deep breath in. Exhale, we lower, we press back into our plank, curling our toes. And we child's pose, sinking our hips back, coming off of our wrists. Maybe rolling out the wrists. Congratulating ourselves for getting through 3 very challenging planks. And seeing where we're at today, honoring the state of our body, knowing that there are no expectations, there is no competition. We build week to week, day to day. And there is no expectation to push ourselves beyond our limits. We're not here to push anything too far, too fast, whether it's physically, mentally, emotionally. Good. Bringing ourselves back up into all fours. We're coming back into a plank. And the option here is to do a two-pointed plank. So let's go ahead and lift the left leg. That may be all we do today. Option to come up onto the fingertips of the right hand. Option to lift the right hand. And then we're going to lift and push the left leg through into our fallen star. Planting our right foot, reaching the right arm up. So instead of our supported half moon, we're in a fallen star. We come all the way back down to our plank, keeping our left leg lifted. Option again to reset with the right arm floating up. Good. And we plant both foot and hand. Lifting our right foot off the earth. Option to bring the left fingertips up, left arm. And then you know where we're going. We're going through our fallen star opposite side, planting the left foot. Good. Coming back to center. Single leg plank. Right leg is staying high. And we put both feet down. Child's pose. Well done. We're going to do that a couple more times. Just moving through two pointed planks and fallen stars at our speed and our ability. Always the option to come into child's pose or into down dog. Inhaling back into all fours. As and when we're ready, we step back into our plank. Left foot lifts. Option with the hand. And then floating into our fallen star when and if we're ready. Lifting the hips, the right foot plants. We're not collapsing into the left arm. Couple of breaths in each pose as possible. We reset. And we switch to the opposite side. Right foot floats up. Maybe the left hand. And then we float into our fallen star. Lifting the hips, pressing them up. And we come all the way back to center. Single leg plank. Lower into child's pose. Bringing our hands behind the back this time. Interlacing, rolling out the wrists. Bringing our heads to the earth. Catching our breath. Good. And we'll do that again. Inhaling, coming into our all fours. Stepping into our plank. Torso is parallel. Lifting our left leg. Right hand. Fallen star when you're ready. Resetting, single leg plank. Vinyasa, chaturanga. Bring both feet down, upward facing or cobra. And step into a down dog. Well done. Three big breaths here. And we float back into our plank. Right leg floats up. Left hand, fallen star when we're ready. Good. Back into our single leg plank. Vinyasa optional. Chaturanga. Lower the feet. Upward facing. Or cobra. Down dog. Well done. Pedal it out or find stillness, resetting the rhythm of our breath. Noticing the energy vibrating through us, making us feel revitalized and alive. Good. Floating through plank. Vinyasa, elbows stay in, upward facing, or cobra. Down dog. We'll repeat that to the rhythm of our breath. Floating through plank, chaturanga, upward facing, or cobra. Down dog. Taking a breath wherever needed, and then floating through our vinyasa. Strong and calm. We'll do 2 more. Finishing off our vinyasa, coming down onto our knees. Once again, option to bring the hands behind the back, interlacing, lifting, rounding out the wrists, and bringing our foreheads down to the earth. Perhaps reflecting on an intention that we set at the beginning of our practice. And we'll slowly push ourselves up back into all fours. And we'll continue our vinyasa with adding power lunges. We're going to stay with 1 lunge today, only a power lunge. We're going to float through, so curling our toes under our shins, lifting our hips into down dog. Exhale. Good. We're going to float the left leg off the earth. Gazing forward, coming up on the toes of the right foot, stepping through. Crescent lunge here, bringing our arms alongside the torso, power lunge, reaching the hands towards our back foot. Good, stepping up to forward fold, planting our hands, stepping our right foot up to meet, inhale halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, we sweep the arms up, extended mountain. Exhale, sinking into chair pose. Holding each pose for a few breaths. Checking in, can we see our toes? Are they light? Tall torso, pressing the shoulder blades in and back. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Stepping back again, right foot, power lunge. Planting our hands. Vinyasa optional. We meet up in down dog. Resetting here, and we'll do the same thing on the opposite side. And this is going to be our flow. Speeding it up, slowing it down, adding, removing, whatever works for us today. Floating our right leg off the earth. Gazing forward, coming up on the toes of the left foot, we step through. Crescent lunge, sweeping the arms back towards the left foot. Power lunge, hinging over the right thigh. Keeping the left quadricep engaged, lifting the kneecap up. Feeling the right buttocks fire up. Smiles on our faces, we are fierce. Planting our hands, stepping up, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Extended mountain. Exhale, chair pose. Holding here. Checking in. Checking everything. Maybe we need to shake things up a bit. To break up some old patterns. Creating new ones. Tall torso as we press our palms together. The shoulder blades drawn in and back. We can see our toes. They are light. Good. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Stepping once again back, left foot, power lunge. Planting our hands, plank vinyasa or back into down dog. Meeting up in down dog. You know where we're going. Getting there however we need. Taking a few breaths, cuddling it out. And we reset. Left foot floats up. We gaze forward. We come up on the toes. We step through, power lunge. Finding our way here, reaching the arms back, lifting the chest. Good. Hands plant, we step up, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweeping the arms all the way up. Exhale, chair. Resetting, bringing the hips back enough so that the knees and the shins draw back. We can see our toes, tall torso. Lifting our chest. Good. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Once again, stepping back. Right foot. Reaching back, power lunge. Torso is at about 45-degree angle. We plant our hands, we step into down dog or plank vinyasa. And we take our few resetting breaths in our down dog. Inhaling, floating our right leg up. Gazing forward, coming up on the toes, left foot. Step through, power lunge. Finding our way here. Dynamic tension through the whole body. Good. Bringing the hands to the earth, stepping up, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, half, all the way down. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. You know where we're going. Exhale, hands to heart, chair. Checking in with the lower back. Making sure it's flat and in alignment with the spine. The abdomen is engaged, drawing the navel back through the spine. Tall torso. Good. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Stepping back again, left foot, power lunge. Working the strength of our right quadricep. Feeling the energy connecting and running from the right knee to the right hip and glute. Arms are reaching back. Shoulder blades are drawn in. Beautiful. We plant our hands, we step back into down dog or plank vinyasa. as suits us today. Few breaths here. And we'll do that one more time on each leg. Inhaling, floating the left foot up. Gazing forward, coming up on the toes, right foot stepping through. Power lunge. Finding equal balance between both legs. Reaching back, engaging our back muscles. Great. Planting our hands, stepping up, forward fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up, extend mountain. Exhale, hands to heart, chair. Checking in with the abdomen and the lower back, the toes. Good. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Stepping back again, left foot, power lunge. Good. Plant the hands, down dog or plank vinyasa. Resetting here, 3 big breaths. Checking in with the body, all those physical sensations, energy and heat. And on the next inhale, we float the right leg up. Gazing forward, coming up on the toes of the left foot, stepping through. Power lunge. Finding that equal balance between both legs. The back is engaged. We have dynamic tension on the arms. We feel our triceps reach our hands back. Neck is neutral, in alignment with the spine. Planting our hands, stepping up, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweeping the arms up, extend mountain. Exhale, hands to heart, chair. Good. Making sure our abdomen is engaged. We're protecting the lower back. We can see our toes. Inhaling, we sweep the arms up. Exhale, swan dive forward. This time, step back, right foot. Power lunge, finishing off our sequence. Equal strength on each side. Torso is 45-degree angle. Building the back at the same time as our legs. Calm, steady rhythm of breath. Last vinyasa optional here. Hands down, down dog, plank vinyasa. And we'll meet up here. Well done, yogis. Tiptoeing our feet up to forward fold. We walk ourselves up. And we're going to hang out here for a few breaths. Digging into the lower back, the back of the hamstrings and calf muscles. Option to grab the inside of our elbows. Option to bend the knees. Check in, see what feels best for us. Letting the head hang heavy between the arms. 2 more breaths. We're slowly going to roll ourselves up like rag dolls, stacking the vertebrae, shoulders, neck, and head. Good. Bringing our left leg to 90 degrees. Hands are at heart center. Floating up on our toes of the right foot, and then we're stepping out into a squat to the left. So floating up and then stepping out. Floating up, knee to 90, stepping out. It doesn't have to look stellar or graceful. We're working our calf muscle of the right foot, our stability, strength of the legs, finding somewhere to gaze at, or perhaps we repeat affirmations in our minds. Maybe we only get one really nice one today, that's all right. Again, there's no competition or judgment. Keeping our torsos tall, we're sinking into the hips, not rounding the spine. We'll do 2 more. Good. Bringing that leg all the way back up to 90 degrees. Flexing the foot. Pivoting, bringing it over the right leg, single leg chair. We sink down. Finding the form again, drawing the navel through the spine, flat back, tall torso. We're building that right quadricep. Finding somewhere to gaze at or working through our wobbles as best we can. I am strong. I am calm. I am confident. Good. Floating the left leg all the way back behind us. Coming into either a warrior 3 or a standing split, whatever you need to work on today. Three more breaths. Good. We bring that left leg back to 90, coming back to standing. Hug it in. Excellent. And release the left leg. Give it a shake. Give both legs a shake. That right foot is probably talking to us now. Maybe rolling it out. Good. And we'll do the same thing on the opposite side. Left leg is firmly planted. We bring our right leg up, 90 degrees, flexing the foot, hands to heart center. You know where we're going. Coming up on the toes of the left foot, optional. Stepping into a squat, coming up on the toes, leg to 90. Finding somewhere to gaze at. Getting out of our heads. Two more. Good job. Meeting back up with our leg at 90 degrees, foot is flexed. Bringing the right ankle over the left thigh, we sink into our single leg chair. Checking in with the hips, the abdomen, the lower back. Maybe pressing the right knee away actively, finding somewhere to gaze at. Tall torso. Dynamic tension in the shoulders, shoulder blades, arms, palms, and lower back. Excellent. We float our right leg back, either into our warrior three, holding here, or floating to our standing split, depending on what we need. Two more breaths. We come all the way back up, 90-degree leg. Give it a hug. And shake it out. Roll out the ankles, shake up the legs, and let's just give ourselves a big little shake. We did it. Break up the energy, any tension that may have been created as we were so intently focused on building strength and stability. Let's just let it go. Floating through our squat series, inhaling, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart, we sink down. Inhale, forward fold. Exhale, we roll up like ragdolls. We'll do 4 more just like that. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, squatting down. Inhale, forward fold. Exhale, rolling up. 3 more like that at the rhythm of our breath. Gentle back bend. Two more. Tapping into our Ujjayi breath, calming our nervous system. And we float all the way back down. Exhaling into our Malasana squat. Holding here. Pressing our elbows into our thighs. Tall torso, elongating the spine. Maybe visualizing our breath is a ribbon dancing up the spine. Inhale, hinging forward, forward fold. Holding here. Option to grab onto the big toes. Option to wrap the hands around the tops of the feet. And of course, an option to add a gentle twist, walking the hands over to one side. Depending on where we need to draw the breath in, to nourish the tissues, and to elongate. Switching sides if you chose to twist gently. Good, back to center. Elongating the torso, inhaling, pressing the earth away. Exhaling, we're going to come all the way down to the earth, onto our sit bones, crossing our feet, fire logs. Either an easy seated or a gentle stacking of the feet. Getting our sit bones firmly planted, you know where we're going. Inhaling, reaching the arms up. We're going to twist this time over the side of the top leg. Bringing one hand in front, one hand behind, pressing into the fingertips. Lifting the torso tall, looking over our shoulder. Checking in with the neck and the shoulder. Breathing space and light into any areas of discomfort. Noticing the rhythm of our breath and our heartbeat. Coming back to center, inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, hinging forward, bringing our hands to the earth. Supporting ourselves here. Slowly melting as our hip allows. Keeping our sit bones firmly planted. Our torso is tall. Finding length throughout the back body. Two more breaths. And on the next inhale, we press our torsos up, using our hands to support and walk our vertebrae up. Good. Undoing the legs, extending them out, giving them a little wiggle. And then we'll cross the opposite leg under. Opposite leg in front or on top. Once again, finding our pose. And when we're ready, we inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, twisting the spine, rotating hand in front, one in behind, looking over our shoulder. Tall torso, breathing space again into any areas of discomfort. This might be in our neck or our shoulder, maybe even down the spine. Visualizing the warmth and the light of sunshine, melting away those areas of tension. And on the next inhale, we come back to center, reaching our arms up. And we hinge forward, bringing our hands to the earth, keeping our sit bones firmly planted. Our torso is tall. And we slowly melt as we hinge over the hip, melting into the earth, melting into all of those areas that might be talking to us. Not pushing too far, too fast. So that our body knows that it's safe to release the stress and tension. Two more breaths. And on the next inhale, we press ourselves up using our hands. Good. Extending our feet in front of us. Extending the legs long. Giving them a wiggle. And then drawing our feet or our glutes towards one another. We'll lower ourselves down one vertebrae at a time. Shoulders and head. Keeping our feet in supported bridge pose to start. Allowing the lower back to settle in. Option to bring the bottoms of the feet together, butterflying the legs and allowing the knees to open wide. Option to float the arms above our head or to bring them onto our abdomen. Noticing the contact our bodies make on the earth below. The back of the head, the shoulder blades, the arms, the hips, maybe the legs or the feet. Giving ourselves a few moments to Allow gravity to take hold and to imprint the practice on our muscle fibers and our mind. The more we practice, the more these techniques become accessible to us. And the easier they are to find when we need them. Bringing our awareness to the breath. And the rhythm of our hearts. Taking a moment to reflect on any intention we may have set at the beginning of our practice. Is it still useful to us? Is it of service? Or do we need to change it in the coming days? Remembering that our emotions and sensations don't control us, that we are in control. And sometimes just coming back to the physical allows us to get out of our heads and to practice what we learn on the mat to get us through those challenging moments day to day. Curling ourselves up into little balls, bringing our heads up, tucking in. And when we're ready, we'll slowly roll ourselves over to the side, pressing ourselves back up to seated pose. Bringing our hands to heart center. Now with big smiles on our faces, we congratulate ourselves for getting through this challenging practice, for building our strength, stability, and resilience. Thank you for coming along this journey with me. The light in me sees the light in you. Namaste.